In this video, I wanted to show you how you can very quickly blur the background or just a portion of the background using layers in PhotoDirector. So this is the after picture with the blur applied, and here is the before picture. So I'm going to delete this and start from scratch. So once you have the photo you want to use, you want to right click and duplicate the layer and turn that background layer off and work with the duplicate in case we make any mistakes and we need to go back to the original photo. It's just a habit that I have gotten into. So we want to make a selection of the woman and then we're going to invert it. So we could either use the ellipse tool and make a selection like this and just fine tune it, or we could use the smart brush, which I'm going to use for this video. So just grab, click and drag using the smart brush, and it's going to select a little bit more on her body, but we're going to push that back in a second. It's just with this photo it's having a difficult time finding the edges. So let's come up here and switch to the brush, just the regular brush, not the smart brush, and choose subtract from selection. And then just push on these edges and it pushes her back down there. And I forgot to mention that I also had a feather of about 10, so we don't have any hard edges. So just transitions a little bit nicer. And so I think we got everything. I missed this down at the bottom, so I'm just going to switch back to the add to selection, and I'm just going to push that back out. So I think we have everything. So now let's invert the selection. So let's invert that and choose the plugin and choose blur tools. And then we want to choose this brush. And we want to keep it on soft focus. There's 3 to choose from, but keep it on soft focus, and then just drag your blur degree slider here and just stop it at whatever blur degree you want it. I'm just going to keep it right there, 66, and click OK. And then clear that selection. And now everybody but the woman is blurred out. And if you wanted to selectively blur, let's just say a couple of people in this photo, I'll show you how to do that. So I'm just going to click clear and start over. So I'm going to duplicate that background layer, turn it off. So let's say you wanted to blur, I'm just going to grab the rectangle just because this is really quick. So I want to blur these two. Whoops. Let me start from over here. I want to blur these two out, and I also want to blur this man here out. So in this case, we're going to keep these two in focus. So we don't need to invert the selection because we actually made them the selection. So come up here to the plugin, choose blur tools, and click brush, and just drag your slider and click OK. And then clear that selection. Now, part of her arm here got blurred out, and so did his. So if you wanted to erase that, you could. So that's why it's nice to have the copy here of your original background. So what we're going to do is erase that, and it's going to reveal that background layer beneath. So come up here to the eraser tool, and with your opacity, I like to have it at about 50 for this, and the eraser brush, and then just click and drag to erase that area that you don't want to be blurred. Just come over here on the edge. There. So that's how you would selectively focus different parts of a photo. So yeah, that's it. I hope you like this video.